An enduring enigma, the Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin is one of the most famous and controversial relics in the world. It is a linen cloth that bears the faint image of a man. The man appears to have been crucified. Some people believe the shroud is the burial cloth of Jesus of Nazareth. The shroud's existence was first documented in the 14th century. It was kept in a church in Lille, France. Later, it was moved to Turin, Italy, where it remains today. For centuries, pilgrims have flocked to Turin to see the shroud. Many believe it offers a glimpse into the suffering and death of Jesus. The shroud has been the subject of intense debate for centuries. Some believe it is a genuine relic from the time of Jesus. Others argue it is a clever forgery. Scientific studies have yielded conflicting results, deepening the mystery. The debate over the Shroud of Turin goes beyond scientific inquiry. It touches on matters of faith, history, and the very nature of belief. But is it actually a sacred relic? The shroud and Christian faith. The Shroud of Turin holds profound religious significance for many Christians. For them, it's more than just an ancient artifact. It's a tangible link to Jesus. The image on the shroud, though faint, is powerful. The image depicts a man who has suffered. He bears the marks of crucifixion. For believers, this is consistent with the biblical accounts of Jesus' death. The shroud becomes a visual representation of their faith. The shroud is seen by some as a reminder of Jesus' sacrifice. It reinforces the belief that he died a painful death to redeem humanity. The act of venerating the shroud is for many a deeply spiritual experience. However, not all Christians view the shroud with the same reverence. Some denominations, like Protestants, do not place the same emphasis on relics. They believe faith should be based on scripture and personal conviction, not physical objects. The face of Jesus? The image on the shroud. The image on the shroud is central to its mystique. The faint, brownish image shows the front and back of a man. He bears wounds consistent with crucifixion, including what appear to be nail marks in his wrists and feet. The image is surprisingly detailed. It shows the contours of the man's face, his beard, and even strands of his hair. The bloodstains are anatomically accurate, suggesting a real body was once wrapped in the cloth. The nature of the image has puzzled scientists for centuries. It's not a painting or a stain. Some believe it was created by a burst of energy, perhaps during Jesus' resurrection. Others suggest it was formed by a natural process, like the chemical reactions between the body and the burial spices. The lack of a definitive explanation only adds to the shroud's allure. For believers, the mysterious image is further proof of its authenticity. For skeptics, it's a testament to the power of human ingenuity to create convincing forgeries. Science and the shroud, deciphering the evidence. Over the years, the Shroud of Turin has been subjected to numerous scientific investigations. Researchers have used various techniques to analyze the cloth, the image, and even the pollen grains trapped within its fibers. The goal, to determine its age and authenticity. One of the most well-known studies was the 1988 carbon dating test. 3 independent labs concluded that the shroud dated back to the medieval period, between 1260 and 1390 AD. This placed it centuries after the time of Jesus. However, the carbon dating results have been challenged. Some argue that the sample tested was contaminated. Others suggest that the methods used were flawed. They point to other studies that suggest an older age for the shroud. Despite decades of scientific scrutiny, the Shroud of Turin remains an enigma. Each new study seems to raise more questions than it answers. The debate over its authenticity is likely to continue for many years to come.